Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and I'm coming to you from somewhere over the Pacific Ocean. But we're back, we're heading back, and I want to show you all the fun things that I've been doing since I've been gone, so stay tuned. I've missed you guys. I mean, I lined some videos up that you could watch, while I was gone. But we've had the most amazing time. We are heading back home. We just had our last stop yesterday. We were in Kauai, Hawaii. Now we've got 5 days at sea, and then we're going to be home in Long Beach, and then we're going to be home. So probably the next, maybe not the next video, but one after, when I'm back in my, in my little cave, my babe cave, we'll be home, and I'll be telling you all about and showing you all the really cool, fun things I got. I got a lot of food because food throughout Asia and a lot of places we were at is so totally different. So I thought, oh, what a fun way to kind of share, the different foods and the different things that we got. But I got to tell you, it is time to come home because it's all fun and games until Kimberly runs out of yarn. I have officially run out of, I have this ball. This is left. This is all I have left. I was like, oh, I'll make some socks, because I just got to keep going and crocheting. But I don't have the right size hooks for this yarn. It calls for like a 2.5, and the smallest that I brought with me was a 3.5. So I'm gonna have to just hold out and wait. But I'm like, I don't care. We got to get home because I have run out of yarn. But let me show you what I've made. So the first thing that I made, and you guys saw this before we were leaving, but I got this Noro yarn. This is called Uchiawa, U-C-H-I-W-A. If you know how to pronounce that better, I apologize, but I'm going to say it's Uchiawa. It's by Noro. And I brought 4 skeins with me, and I finished it, but I've got 1 skein at home, and I'm going to go ahead and add to it. But this is what I made, and I love it. I will model it for you here in a second. It is a granny square, kind of like a cardigan, right? And this one didn't take any time at all, with a nice shawl collar that's going on around here. And it's just got some really easy, it's a granny square with a double crochet front post double crochet. That was it. Very, very simple. It used up all the, it's got like some dust because it's natural, so it kind of makes me cough. But I'm going to show you what this looks like. So hold on. So this is how it turns out. I just got like a little top on underneath. I'm going to add a little bit more here at the bottom, so it's just going to be a little bit longer. I mean, it could be a boxy cut, but I like it, and I think the weight of the yarn is going to make it hang a little bit more, but it's just a series of granny squares with that front post double crochet. So there are 2 on the front, and then it's got like a half up here, and then there's 4 along the back. And then I just did these really easy little sleeves, and then this real fun little shawl collar. I didn't think I was going to like this as much as I ended up liking it. I didn't think I would like the colors, but I like it. And I think because it's got that heavy, kind of that raw kind of feel to it, because the yarn is raw, it really hangs nicely, and it's got some really interesting kind of depth going on. And I think it kind of looks rich. So this is sort of a bluish reddish color. I could add a little bit more to the sleeves if I wanted to, but I don't know, we'll see. But I have another skein at home, which actually can take this down quite a bit. These are the big skeins. So yeah, this was my very first project, and yeah, I'm actually really digging this one. I was not thinking I would, but I am. It's going to be great for the winters. And I just, like I said, did a little shawl collar, and I just tucked it up around the backside there. And then just in a little box. It has a plank and pleating thing up in here, but the way that I ended up doing the shawl collar, you can't really see it as much, but if you see it, there is like this pleating thing that's going on up here. Very, very simple pattern. So if you're interested, I'll include the pattern, but I'm going to show it to you here in just a second. So the pattern that I used was actually a Noro yarn pattern, and it called for this specific yarn. It was actually designed for this yarn, and it looks like this. And they use a little bit of a lighter blue-green, kind of a brown with this pattern, which made me think, oh, I like these colors better, and I wasn't sure that I was going to like mine, but that's the yarn that I got. It's on sale, worked for me, and I really ended up loving it. So this is called the Harpeth, and it's just a tunic top. Pretty simple design, and then it's got the 4 pieces here at the back. But as I always say, garments are easy. I mean, at this point, it's just squares. There was no decreases. There was nothing else going on. It was really very simple. So I finished this one. I was hoping to get it done. So if y'all haven't been following along, we're on a cruise. We started in Singapore, which was amazing. I'll tell you guys all more about that a little bit later. We started in Singapore, and we flew to Singapore. We were there for like 3 days, and we kind of looked around. Then we got on the ship there. From Singapore, we went to Thailand. We spent 2 days in Thailand. We spent 2 days in Vietnam. We spent 1 day in Hong Kong, beautiful. 1 day in Taipei. Then we sailed over to Japan, and we spent 2 days in Japan. 1 day in Osaka, which took us over to Kyoto. Such a magical place, so incredible. And then we went from there, we went to Tokyo. We spent a day in Tokyo. And I was thinking, oh, I'm just gonna happen upon any store, and I'm gonna be able to find this Noro yarn, and it's gonna be so much cheaper. No yarn stores to be found in either town, although it's kind of hard because you don't really know where you're going, and we didn't really have our own transportation. No Noro yarn to be found, nor, I did a little bit of research, nor do I think it would have been a great deal. So I was hoping to have this garment done by the time we were in Tokyo, which technically I did. Technically I did. I think the collar maybe wasn't done. I didn't wear it in Tokyo. That was fine, but I just love Noro yarn even more. So that was the first thing that I finished. Then I have this yarn that I've been holding on to for several years. So of course, it's gone. It's discontinued. You can't find it anywhere. I had 5 skeins of it, and it's called the Elizabeth Lavold Silky Wool Designer's Choice. It's this guy here, and it is 45% wool, 35% silk, 20% nylon. And I don't know, it really spoke to me. I liked the nubbiness of it, so I brought all the skeins with me. And my thought process with this yarn was that I grabbed a stitch that looked interesting to me from that deck of cards, that David and Charles crochet deck of cards, and I just grabbed one. I didn't bring the whole deck. I just grabbed the one, and I wanted to try out the iris stitch. So I did this, and I learned the stitch, and then I just went with the dimensions, and I just made a sweater. And I got really excited. I love the yarn. However, it's a little short. I played yarn chicken and I lost, but that's okay. But of course, being that's discontinued, you can't find it anywhere. Thankfully, I mean, I went to eBay. I went all over all these yarn stores. They had other colors, but not this one. And this color is called Faded Terracotta. Couldn't find it anywhere, and I really loved it. So I just did the linen stitch. I'm sorry, not the linen stitch, the iris stitch. Added the sleeves. Really loved how it came out, but it's just a little short. I was going to wear like a shirt or something underneath of it. So lo and behold, I thought, I'm going to tool around on Ravelry, because I keep a lot of my stash on Ravelry, and perhaps maybe somebody else did as well. I don't know. Sure enough, I found 2 people on Ravelry that had this and this color in their stash. And I found this amazing lady who has an online yarn store. I think it's called Yarn for You. Not sure, but I'll tell you when I get the shipment, and I'll show it to you. She had 9 skeins, and I was like, yes, 9. This here took me 5 skeins. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to add to the bottom of it, and I'll just end up making it probably like a tunic. So I'll show you this when it's done. Such a simple stitch. This took me, we were doing, after we left Japan, we had 9 days at sea, and this probably occupied about 3 or 4 of those days. Very, very, very simple. Such a beautiful stitch. Such a beautiful stitch. And this yarn has a lot of kind of that nubbiness, that earthy kind of feel that also the Noro has. So I feel like this linen stitch, the iris stitch really was able to showcase the nuances of this yarn. And again, this was just, there was no pattern. I just followed the stitch. So I did 2 rectangles, sewed them together across the top. I did 2 rectangles for the sleeves. I did do a little bit of a bell here at the end, so I just did a little bit of an increase out here. And then I left it open, so it's going to have a little bit of a flare there at the bottom. I'm going to keep these sleeves. These sleeves come out to a 3/4 length, so I'm going to keep them this length. I'm just going to add here to the bottom. And that was it. So thank goodness I will be able to finish this. I'm not going to put it on because it's kind of silly on me. So that was my second project down. This took up 5 skeins. So the first one took up 4 skeins. This one took up 5 skeins. I had 9 skeins of yarn gone. And I was like, all right, okay. So the next one I brought, just in case I ran out of yarn. I was like, who's going to run out? I mean, we're going to be so busy. We were, and I only crocheted on C days. I did not bring it with me. Actually, no, I take it back. I take it back. I don't want to be a liar. There was a couple days when we were in Vietnam, and it was like an 1.5-hour drive to where we were going. And I did bring the yarn with me on one of those trips. And I did some of the first project, the Noro project, so that I could just do a couple of the squares. But other than that, I didn't do anything on a non-C day. So the last one I had was a ball of this, and I just had one ball. I don't know. It looked pretty. I was like, okay, whatever. It's called the Sita Cocoon. It's by Meal & Welt, this guy here. Okay, I just had one ball. It's a sock weight yarn. It was 100 grams. It was virgin wool, 55% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, and 20% silk. Now, you know how I feel about sock yarns. It was a Lana Grossa, by the way. When it's something that's this pretty, I don't want it in my stinky shoes. I want to do something with it. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll just do like a scarf or a hat or something like that. I had no pattern whatsoever. And I ended up doing this guy. And I like it. It's really fun. I made it really long. I haven't blocked it, so, you know, forgive that. But I did a foundation stitch here on the beginning, which was cool. I hadn't done that before. And then I ended up doing a back loop only herringbone stitch, which is like it's like a half double crochet thing. The herringbone, and I love the herringbone. And I did that here. Then I just added a little bit of a window stitch in here. And then I did a bunch of the herringbone stitches down in here. And then I did the window stitch here. So I just kind of finished it out there. I love it. Now, there's an extra row or 2 here, and I was playing yarn chicken. Literally, I had enough yarn to finish off the edges, and I took a little bit that was left from my silky wool, this one, Elizabeth, and I just cut the fringe and just did that to it. So it's just going to be a super long, you know, fun scarf that I can wear with jeans or whatever. But it's pretty. I really, really liked it. I love the way the colors came through. This, by the way, is called, color-wise, let's see, what is it called? Party Lot. No, it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me at all. Machine washable. It's made in Italy. Sita, cocoon, maybe? Maybe. Not sure. Anyways, but I loved it. It's kind of like an earthy with some reds and greens and blues going through it. Super fun and textured. I was playing yarn chicken with this, like it was that big at the end. It's like, oh my goodness, but I did it. I finished it, and it was just fun. I have to go home because I have no more yarn. I've just got this guy, which I love. It's got a lot of bounce to it. This is made by Universal Yarn, and it's their bamboo pop sock yarn. I haven't tried it yet, but I love it. But this definitely calls, this kind of screams sock. So I'm okay sacrificing the colors and everything to make it a sock, because it's just, it's real stretchy and stringy. I'm just gonna have to wait till I get home because I literally don't have anything I can do with this. So what am I gonna do? I still have 4 days at sea. I have nothing to crochet, nothing. I've gone through like 5 books. I'm almost done with another one. I'll tell you all about that on our next video that I do. But, so I did bring, this was my very last resort. This is from Lion's Brand, and it's called Yummy Friends, and it is an amigurumi, and I thought, I might end up just doing this. and seeing how this worked. I wanted to check out their amigurumi. So, but this will be just a day. This is going to be a day's project, if even half a day. I got to get back to land, y'all. I got to get back to my yarn. The last thing that I'm going to be doing, and this is going to be some heavy-duty reading. I got this book, and I'm going to do a second video. I'm actually going to read it, kind of get a feel for it, and then I'll do another video to show you about it. This one here is called Crochet Secrets by the Naughty Boss. This, again, is published by David and Charles, and the author is Anna Lezina. Over 100 tips and tricks to improve your crochet. So, the book looked really interesting, and they said, is there anything else you like? And I was like, yes, I'd like this one, please. I'd like this one, please. So they sent it to me, and I took it on the bus, or on the boat. And so I'm going to do a review on this book, but I'm going to read through it. This actually came out in July earlier this year, so it's available now. It's on Amazon for $22.99, but when I checked the price, it was on sale for $15 on Amazon. So maybe this could be a Christmas gift for you. So stay tuned, because I'm going to do another video on reviewing this book to see if I like it, and maybe check out some of the tutorials. It's like smoothing the sides, edges, perfecting the rows, different things like that. So it's been an amazing, amazing trip. But, and when I get back, I know there's a lot of you that have sent in granny squares, so fear not. My son's been picking them up for us, and I've already been in touch with my P.O. Box guy, and he knows I'm gone. He knows we're going to pick them up again. So when we get back, we are going to be doing pretty much nothing. We, as in Mumsy and I, and a little bit of the Brett, we're going to be nothing but granny squares for Project Welcome Home. We do have a date for that, and it is going to be, we're going to do the big reveal and giving away all the blankets on December 20th. So if you don't know what I'm talking about with Project Welcome Home, go check out the playlist. There's a playlist that's Project Welcome Home, and all the videos launch over there, so you can kind of see what we've been doing. But I'll be talking about that pretty much nonstop from when we get home until we actually do the launch on December 20th. So that's all I've got for you right now. We are about to head out and do a fancy night, so hold on one second, and we'll finish this out. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and we are somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, heading back to California on our way out from Hawaii, and we're going out to this is our last formal night, so this is me. So I've kind of done like a whole wardrobe change for you. Anyways, so stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. If you've just joined us, we've had a lot of new friends since we've been on the trip. So thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't already, please just go ahead and subscribe and make sure you like this video, because the more you like them, then the more that they pop up in your feed. So if you want to know about Project Welcome Home, go ahead and check out that channel over there. And like I said, stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing a video this week, a review on this Crochet Secrets book. Thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And as always, I'll see you soon.